Boom.
It's up, yes. Bosh. Bing bang boom, what we're saying. You know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here. He's in, he's on, he's over, he's here. Ain't nobody down round here. He's in, he's on, he's over, he's here. Got a couple of shout outs to do for my members. It's 99p a month, much appreciated. Shout out to Mr. P, who is my longest living member. Well, I presume he's alive, obviously hope he is. But by the constant subscription, it would deem that he's alive, unless it's still coming out of his account. I'm sure he's fine. Shout out to Mr. P, and then Richard Hamilton. Appreciate you. So thank you very much. Hambleton, rather, not Hamilton. Let's pretend he exists. So shout out to Mr. P and Richard Hambleton. Nice one. So my man Aronson, the gift that keeps on giving, he's on his way back. Apparently, obviously he's been shit over there, so he is on his way back. So he enters into the quick ship vids again, which I've not said. So quick ship vid, Aronson's on his way back. Got me thinking, should we start him in the final? We obviously can't. It's a joke before everybody jumps on me and goes absolutely barmy. He's not literally back in Leeds, but I might be getting a flight to London. He can't play. He's not eligible to play. It was a joke. But what I'm saying is if we was able to play him, we do need somebody to blame if we don't win. And I'd be up for blaming him. Don't know about everybody else. We've got the pick of the kit. So because we finished higher up in the league than them shits, even though they beat us twice, but ignore that for now. So we didn't turn up to the second game. And it was early on in the season. Regardless, I don't care. We're going in. It's a one-off game. Let's go. If we play like we did on Thursday, we'll smash them. But yeah, we got to pick the white kit, and apparently Southampton are a little bit pieced off, so we've got a little one-up on them, which will mean nothing unless we beat them. But because they've got white socks, and obviously half the kit's white and red in it, they can't play in their kit, so they will have their away kit on, which they're whinging about. Bosh. Lol. It's all been cracking off on Twitter. A few Leeds fans have managed to get tickets in the away end, in the Southampton end, which is absolute madness in it. But everybody's just going online, just saying, it's not our fault that your club's run horrendous, and like people are really struggling for tickets for Leeds game, which I understand. Obviously, got that rule that you've had to been to, I think, is it at least 8 games or 9 games with your membership, or you can't go, or you're looking very unlikely that you'll be able to get a ticket. So it's all cracking off. Stay out of all that. I think there's, to some extent, they've gone on the 8 games, I would imagine, because they've probably looked at it mathematically and thought, well, they're the people that's the maximum amount. Say if they went down to 6 games, there'd be loads of people missing out on tickets. I think they've just gone with, they've worked it out mathematically how many tickets we're going to get given, and then gone from there with it, haven't they? And tried to make sure that everybody that's played a certain amount into the club gets the first dibs on the tickets. It's the nature of the beast, I'm afraid. At some point, somebody's going to have to miss out. So, and people saying, I said I wasn't going to say about this, but I've ended up saying something about it. People saying, I can't afford to go every week. Well, that is fair enough, and that is what it is, but that also can't be helped by the club. If you were a business and say you were buying all my music, like I encourage everybody to go out and do, if you can't afford to buy it, that is fine. I still appreciate you as a fan of my music, which nobody is, but if there was. But if you're buying my music every single week, and then so I get a gig somewhere, well, I'm going to give you the ticket to the gig because you've been supporting me, money-wise, which is ultimately all the chairmans care about, which is money. They do need to make some money at some point. But here's what it is. That John Brooks has been confirmed as referee. He's in Premier League all the time, isn't he? Ironically and quite funnily, he's dropped down once this season, but is now last season. And that was when Southampton beat us 3-1. So stick that up your dojo. That's where we're at. Adam Armstrong was offside in that game. So, yep. Schwally, but it is what it is. I thought the ref, somebody mentioned actually the other day that the ref on Thursday were really good, and I agree with that. My man Peru, as he said, he's had a little interview, and he said that there was a little celebration in the dressing room after the game, but they are very aware that they need to prepare for Sunday, so they've been bang up for it, which is good to hear. Connor Roberts is apparently off back to Burnley. I don't really care either way with Connor Roberts, to be fair. I think he was a good signing for what he was when he came in, and we sort of needed some backup in there. But I still think Gray's better at right back than him, even though everybody wants Gray in centre midfield, which I appreciate. But I think he's better than Roberts at right back, as is. So he didn't really get in the side. I don't really understand the reasons for some Leeds fans' instant love of certain players. Like everybody saying he just came into it, didn't it? And he just got it. It's like, well, it's the highlight of his career, isn't it? He's come into a championship battle. You know, down from Burnley, we're getting battered. He can't really get in their side. They don't really want him. He's just sat about lingering about. I mean, I appreciate him coming in. You know, it's mint. It was ace. But, you know, why do we instantly love Connor Roberts, who's played probably about 240 minutes for us, and then totally disregard players that have been proper servants to the club and done their utmost? But that is what it is. I don't care. It's not the hill I'm going to die on, the Connor Roberts hill. If he stays, shall he stay or shall he go now? I gotta be honest, I don't really care. Meow. Jesse Marsch, get on with your job, my mate. Get on with your new job. Get on with your new shit job, mate. This has got to end. Keeps having a dig at the club and has done again. He literally can't help himself. He's literally living off the one job that anybody knows that he had. Because obviously we're at Red Bulls all over the shop, but no one cares. But Jesse Marsch is still spoke about on TalkSport because he was in England for some terrible, terrible months where we had to deal with him. Stop talking about us, big lad. And then I can stop talking about you. And then Angry Mad Gav can pretend that he's not, you know, that I'm not utilising Jesse Marsch as though I like to talk about him. Because every time I see his face, it does my head in. No, you love it because you think it's good for views, mate. You love it. It's clickbait, innit, mate? No, it ain't. And it will be the clickbait title, and I don't care. So take it. He said that the club was in a mess before he got there, and then the club was in a mess shortly after he left. Which is interesting because that sort of implies when we were shit under Jesse Marsch, when we went like this, survived, even though we just literally went in a straight line and just survived by default, and then plummeted down like one of the worst graphs. Although if you look at the metrics, then, you know, we was on the way up, but was quite clearly on the way down under Jesse Marsch. It's interesting that in that period, he reckons it was a mess before he was here. So before he was here was Bielsa, and granted, we started to lose some games under Bielsa, but I would say that was a better time. I think he held a better regime than my man Jesse. And then instantly after we left, it went to tits. Which is interesting because it definitely went to tits after he left. But you brought us into the shit, Jesse. Mush.
Boom.
JackCity, bitch. JackCity, bitch. Hey!
I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is. Don't wanna ever feel surprised. That's why I ask no.